For years, Xbox has been synonymous with gaming consoles, but lately, Microsoft's approach has made it clear that they're playing a different game. Instead of focusing solely on traditional hardware sales, they're investing in services, cloud gaming, and cross-platform accessibility. With Game Pass, cloud streaming, and PC integration, the Xbox brand feels less like a single device and more like a broad gaming ecosystem. But what does this mean for the future of Xbox? Is Microsoft still committed to making consoles, or is it moving toward a completely different model? Let's break it down. It's no secret that Microsoft has been investing heavily in making their games and services platform agnostic. You don't need an Xbox to enjoy what Xbox offers. PC players can access nearly everything Xbox users can, and even mobile devices are getting a piece of the action through cloud streaming. This raises an important question. Why does Xbox even need a next-gen console? If Microsoft's ultimate goal is to reach as many players as possible, wouldn't it make more sense to ditch the console entirely and go all in on a hybrid PC model? Something akin to a Steam Deck or a dedicated gaming PC with Xbox integration? Instead, Microsoft is still producing new hardware. They're putting out new models of the Series X and even teasing the next generation. But at the same time, they're allowing their biggest exclusives to launch on rival platforms like PlayStation and Switch. There's a fundamental contradiction here. If Xbox is just an ecosystem, why is Microsoft still investing in hardware? And if they do care about hardware, why aren't they committing to true exclusivity to make that hardware essential? Remember the Xbox 360 versus PS3 era? That was a real battle. Sony and Microsoft were throwing haymakers, pushing new innovations, and fighting to secure the best exclusives. The console you bought actually mattered, because each platform offered something unique. Now, that whole mentality is fading away. The biggest shift? Microsoft no longer sees Sony as their primary competitor. Phil Spencer has repeatedly stated that the real rivals are companies like Google, Amazon, and Apple, tech giants focused on streaming and subscription-based gaming. That's why Microsoft is betting big on services like Game Pass rather than securing must-have exclusives. It's no longer about winning a hardware race. It's about controlling the content pipeline and making sure you're subscribed to their service, no matter what device you're playing on. And here's where it starts to get messy. Sony, despite making its own moves towards PC releases, still fundamentally believes in the traditional console model. They want people to buy PlayStations because their biggest games, Spider-Man, God of War, The Last of Us, are mostly exclusive. Nintendo operates in its own world, leveraging its first-party IPs to dominate the handheld and family gaming markets. But Microsoft? They're straddling the fence, half in on hardware, half in on services, and not fully committing to either. At the end of the day, it's hard not to feel like something has been lost in this shift. The old-school console wars, as ridiculous as they could be, fueled innovation and competition. We got iconic exclusives, groundbreaking new hardware, and meaningful advancements in gaming technology because these companies had to fight for your attention. Now, gaming feels more like a business model than a passion project. Microsoft's moves make sense from a strategic standpoint. Subscriptions are more profitable in the long run than one-time hardware sales, but it comes at the cost of excitement. If everything is available everywhere, then what's special about owning an Xbox? And if exclusives no longer define a platform, then why buy into the platform at all? Here's where it all leads. In 5 to 10 years, does Microsoft even make another Xbox console? Or does Xbox just become a software layer that runs on TVs, mobile devices, and gaming PCs? We've already seen them experimenting with Xbox-branded streaming sticks and smart TV apps. Why wouldn't they just go all the way and remove the hardware entirely? It's entirely possible that the last Xbox console is already on the market, and what comes next isn't a box, but a fully integrated service that exists on any device that can run it. Microsoft may still manufacture hardware, but it could end up looking more like a dedicated Steam machine than a true next-gen console. So what's the takeaway here? Microsoft wants to dominate gaming, but not in the way we're used to. They're not trying to beat PlayStation in the old-fashioned console war. They're trying to redefine the battleground altogether. For some, this might be exciting, gaming without limits, accessible from anywhere, and no longer tied to expensive hardware. For others, it might feel like the end of an era where consoles truly mattered. But whether we like it or not, the Xbox we once knew is evolving. And in a few years, we might not even recognize it anymore.